I know it's been a while. I had some great things planned for you guys, but as most of us know, life never goes as we plan. So, sorry about the wind. I'll get into the story a little bit later, but hopefully I catch some fish while I break it down to you guys. So, I entered a kayak tournament. I was doing pretty decent. Despite the troubles I was having that morning, getting there late, motor not working, and you know, the normal stuff. So during that tournament, I had a bad accident. I wound up flipping my kayak and I was unable to set it back right. Well, let me break that down a little bit more. I was able to flip my kayak and attempt to get back in, but I had to load it down with so much gear that it made it hard to sit properly as I was getting slammed by waves. And it resulted in me flipping, losing all of my gear and video equipment. So like I said, I apologize for the bad audio, but someone did donate a combo. So I'm gonna see what I can catch with this combo. Hope I don't lose my GoPro in the lake, because that will be very, very bad. I mean, I could use a 10. No, well, they have nose from 12. I could use a 12, but yeah. So let's see. So like I was saying, I was doing pretty good in the tournament. Before the flip, I caught probably about like 10 fish. Nothing impressive. Largest was at 18, well, 18 and a half. And a countless 13s and 14s. But I threw a couple of some of my good ones back into the water without measuring. Well, I measured them, but I didn't put the identifier tag on it. I wound up throwing them back into the water without proper pictures for submission. That cost me. Before I made the move to transition to a different spot, I had 2 already submitted. I had 3 more to submit, but I figured I would just do that while I was on my way to the next spot. The water was getting a little bad, so I wanted to go to a little sheltered area that was very close to the boat ramp. In case anything happens, you know, I can get to safety without much issue. Yeah, that didn't go as planned. I was on the phone with a friend, and my kayak was literally being turned clockwise and counterclockwise very fast. The waves. I actually was in the process of getting turned, I want to say clockwise, and then there's a wave coming that exact same way as another dip was approaching me from the opposite. And yeah, that was a recipe for disaster. So, you know, that caused me to flip. I was about like a mile away from shore at the closest direction. I wound up having to kind of paddle on top of my kayak, you know, swim to get it back. And it was a bank that was full of rocks. So I had to climb that. I was able to secure my kayak to a pretty large rock that was very stable. And I had to walk back to my truck. Luckily, as soon as I got back to my truck, FWC came. They offered to help me recover my kayak. He had a winch on his truck, so I had to winch my kayak up the bank full of rocks. And my kayak was actually full of water as well, which is why we couldn't just pull it up. So I haven't got a chance to look at the damages of my kayak, but it was leaking water pretty bad. So I'm sure it's gonna need some kind of repairs before I can ever get back on the water. Yeah, that's it. So I'm now starting back from square one. For you guys that play video games, especially Nintendo fans, I feel like Samus from Metroid. Like, I had all the good gear, all the power-ups ready for this fishing tournament world, and yeah, it's all gone.